what will Josh Jung's impact look like going into the 2023 season? Josh Jung has been our top prospect for the longest time now. Drafted back in 2019 in the first round, 8th overall pick from Texas Tech. And ever since then, he's been our first overall prospect in the organization, except for the occasional times of Jack Leiter being the number one, but it's always been Josh Jung. And he was supposed to get his start with the team back in 2021, and then it was a stress fracture, and then it was supposed to be his spot, third base, to play the entire season in 2022, and then he messed up his shoulder on the bench press. And now it should be his spot to go from here on out, unless there's an injury, because that's what it was supposed to be last season. Josh Jung starting at third base, but no. So I think this year we'll actually get to see Josh Jung. I think he has a different approach, not trying to peak too early into the season. But this is exciting. The Rangers know he's the future at the position. They are going to have to let him play through his slumps. It's going to be exciting. I'm glad that he's finally getting the chance. He's 25 years old, so a little old for a prospect, but remember the setback for 2 years, drafted as a college guy, but he'll have a longer leash since he has the prospect status. He's not going to have the similar leash to like Elier Hernandez or Joe McCarthy. If those guys don't perform right away, those guys are going to get DFA'd or sent to the minors. If Josh Jung isn't performing right away, they're going to let him figure out his struggles, because who else are we going to play at third base? Josh Smith, Ezekiel Duran, those guys might just have similar performances as well. But I think it's important for Texas Rangers fans to be conservative with their expectations for Josh Jung, and that's why I'm going to be conservative with my projections for Josh Jung in this episode. So I think you'll have a really similar season to Nathaniel Lowe's very first season with the Texas Rangers. So if you think about it, Nathaniel Lowe was 25 with his first season on the Texas Rangers. That's the same age as Josh Jung going into the 2023 season with the Texas Rangers. I think Josh Jung has the chance to put up a 2-WAR season, and that's decent. It's not anything out of earth-shattering. Obviously, like MVP candidates are putting up 7+ WAR. Aaron Judge was an 11 last year, but don't let that hinder the fact that a 2 WAR is still a productive season. Nathaniel Lowe was 1.7 or 1.8 his very first year, and now he went on to be a 3 WAR player. That's a really productive season. I do think the defense and the base running for Josh Jung will be average. I don't think he'll be a liability. I think he's going to give it his all, but I just think it's going to be average. And obviously the bat will have to carry. I think we'll see around a 750 OPS with around 250 batting average. I really don't look at batting average, but for you guys that pay attention to batting average, I think it'll be around a 250, but I do think we'll see around 20 home runs. He wasn't the most powerful hitter when he first got drafted, but he's been able to develop the power as he has just played in the minors more and more. But you do think there'd be a drop off as he plays a full season at the major league level. That just happens when you face better pitching. But I do think one positive we have to consider with Josh Jung that Nathaniel Lowe didn't get the chance to have in his first season is that there will be a lot of protection in this lineup for Josh Jung, where you consider Marcus Semien, Corey Seager, obviously Nathaniel Lowe, Adolis Garcia, Mitch Garver, Jonah Heim. All those guys most likely will be batting ahead of Josh Jung for the first month of the season if Josh Jung doesn't just rake right away. So that's helpful. Back in 2021, I believe it was, I think the best hitter on the team besides Nathaniel Lowe had to have been Joey Gallo, and that was it. So that could be an area that could give some optimism for Josh Jung to just exceed that 2-WAR projection that I just gave. Another hopeful thing is that a really good starting rotation will help keep the team in games, so you don't have to be ultra aggressive with the approach. You can keep it simple, stick to the game plan, and that should help Josh Jung just stay consistent as a hitter. Obviously, Nathaniel Lowe never had a good starting rotation with the Texas Rangers, so you're always having to come from behind in the ball games. This will be a good stepping stone season if Josh Jung produces what I think he will, around the 750 OPS, 2-WAR season, a similar line to Nathaniel Lowe. And then after that, I think once he gets his feet fully wet at the major leagues, I think it's time for Josh Jung to run with it. Obviously, Nathaniel Lowe did the exact same thing, won a Silver Slugger in his second year with the Texas Rangers, apparently the best hitter in the American League in 2022, which is awesome to see. You love it when your players win awards, but you'd also love it when you win the World Series as well. But I think we're building the steps. We're building the steps. So I really think 2023 will be a solid season for Josh Jung, but I think 2024 has the potential to be a monster season for Josh Jung. But I think the most important thing this year is to not excessively worry when Josh Jung goes through little slumps, because that will happen for him, but that will happen for Corey Seager and Simeon as well. But also to keep the expectations conservative. Don't expect him to go out and be in the case for MVP. I think Rookie of the Year, that could potentially happen for sure, because most Rookie of the Years don't go and do crazy things the first year. Actually, Adolis Garcia had a better rookie season than Nathaniel Lowe. I think Garcia was around a 3-WAR, but obviously Garcia was an older player. So let's just keep these things in mind. I can't wait to look forward to Josh Jung. I don't have him winning the Rookie of the Year. I hope he does, but let's just keep it conservative, not put too much pressure on him, because you know how much social media can influence players. But I'm excited, and yeah.